Mrs. Cochran?
Here.
Mr. Ray?
Here.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Here.
Mrs. Coontz?
Here.
Mr. Eichner?
Here.
Ms. Anderson?
Here.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. We're looking next, our first for a motion to accept minutes from June 16, 2025 council meeting as presented and not read, please.
I make a motion to accept minutes from June 16, 2025 council meeting as presented and not read.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Mr. Eichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Thank you. We're looking next for a motion to accept purchase orders from June 14th, 2025 to July 3rd, 2025 totaling $32,930.50 as presented and not read, please.
I'll make a motion to accept purchase orders from June 14, 2025 to July 3rd, 2025 totaling $32,930.50 as presented and not read.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Mr. Eichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes. Thank you. We're looking next for a motion to accept bills from June 14th, 2025 to July 3rd, 2025 totaling $114,718.27 as presented and not read, please.
I'll make a motion to accept bills from June 14th, 2025 to July 3rd, 2025 totaling $114,718.27 as presented and not read.
A second.
Roll call.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Mr. Eichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Thank you. We're looking next for a motion to accept then and now purchase order totaling $3,700 for Census USA as presented and not read, please.
I'll make a motion to accept then and now purchase order totaling $3,700 for Census USA as presented and not read.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Mr. Eichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Thank you. We're looking next for a motion to accept June 2025 DOPS delinquency report as presented and not read, please.
I'll make a motion to accept June 2025 DOPS delinquency report as presented, not read.
Second.
Roll call.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Mr. Eichner?
Yes.
Thank you. We're looking next for a motion to accept April 2025 bank reconciliation report as presented and not read, please.
I'll make a motion to accept the April 2025 bank reconciliation report as presented and not read.
Second.
Roll call.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Mr. Eichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Thank you. We're looking next for a motion to appoint Nikki Coontz to the Facilities and Capital Planning Committee, please.
I'll make a motion to appoint Nikki Coontz to the Facilities and Capital Planning Committee.
I'll
Yes.
second.
Roll call.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Mr. Eichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Gratefully, yes.
Congratulations, you got another job.
Thank you. No, I'm happy to do anything.
Yes, thank you.
Nikki. Yeah, absolutely. Tracy, you're up.
All right, resolution number 7473-2025, a resolution accepting the 2026 alternative tax budget for the Village of Lakemore. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, County of Summit, State of Ohio. Section 1, Council hereby accepts the 2026 alternative tax budget for the Village of Lakemore. Council further directs the fiscal officer to file on behalf of the Village of Lakemore the 2026 alternative tax budget with the County of Summit. Section 2, a copy of the 2026 alternative tax budget is attached here to and made part of as a fully written herein. Section 3, this resolution will take effect on and after the earliest period allowed by law. Resolution number 7476-2025, a resolution approving the Assistant Fire Chief to reinstate Jasmine Harp as a part-time firefighter medic with the Lakemore Fire Department. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, County of Summit, State of Ohio. Section 1, Council approves to reinstate Jasmine Harp as a part-time firefighter medic with the Lakemore Fire Department. Section 2, Ms. Harp will serve a 1-year probation. Section 3, it is hereby found and determined that all formal actions of this council concerning and relating to the passage of this resolution were adopted at an open meeting of this council and that all deliberations of this council on any of its committees that resulted in such formal actions when meetings open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements, including section 121.22 of the Ohio Revised Code. Section 4, this resolution is declared to be an emergency measure in the interest of the health, peace, and safety of the citizens of the village of Lakemore. Therefore, this resolution should take effect immediately. Resolution number 7477-2025, a resolution authorizing the village of Lakemore to enter into an agreement with Richard Dinko for the purchase of two 2018 Ford Explorers for the Lakemore Police Department. Whereas Richard Dinko has provided a price quote of $16,000, and whereas the village of Lakemore deems it to be in the best interest of the village to proceed with the purchase of two 2018 Ford Explorers from Richard Dinko. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, County of Summit, State of Ohio. Section 1, the police chief is hereby authorized and directed to enter into an agreement with Richard Dinko to purchase two 2018 Ford Explorers. Section 2, the cost of two 2018 Ford Explorers is $16,000. A copy of the price quoted is attached. Section 3, the Village of Lakemore finds and determines that all formal actions of this council concerning and relating to the adoption of this resolution were taken in open meetings of this council and any of its deliberations of this council and any other committees that resulted in those formal actions were in meetings open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements. Section 4, Council declares this to be an emergency immediately necessary for the preservation of the public peace, health, safety, and welfare of the citizens of the Village of Lakemore, provided that this legislation receives the affirmative vote of 2/3 of the members elected or appointed to council. It shall take effect and be enforced immediately upon its adoption and approval by the mayor. Otherwise, it shall take effect and be enforced at the earliest time allowed by law. Ordinance number 1893-2025, an ordinance amending ordinances 1393-2007, 1688-2020, and 1880-2025 to implement restrictions on fertilizers, herbicides, and pesticides and their use near any waterways. Whereas the Council of the Village of Lakemore considers the health of Springfield Lake a priority, and whereas the Council of the Village of Lakemore is updating current ordinances in place to reflect proactive practices with fertilizers, herbicides, and pesticides to protect Springfield Lake from polluted stormwater runoff. Now therefore be it ordained by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, County of Summit, State of Ohio, Section 1, that Council for the Village of Lakemore is implementing the following restrictions on the use of fertilizers, herbicides, and pesticides abutting any waterways within the Village of Lakemore. These restrictions will be added within Section 12, Water Course Protection of Ordinance 1688-2020. Number 1, fertilizers, pesticides, and herbicides may not be applied to turf or vegetation less than 20 feet from any waterway unless A continuous natural vegetative buffer of at least 15 feet wide separates the turf from the water, or B, a spreader guard, deflector shield, or drop spreader is used and the fertilizer is not applied less than 10 feet from water. Section 2, a copy of the recommended regulations is attached for reference. Section 3, all ordinances, resolutions, and parts of ordinances and resolutions which are in conflict with this ordinance are hereby repealed. Those ordinances, resolutions, and parts of ordinances and resolutions which are not in conflict with any provision of this ordinance are hereby expressly accepted from repeal by this ordinance and shall continue in full force and effect until otherwise amended by or repealed by council. Section 4 of this ordinance shall go into effect from and after the earliest period allowed by law. Ordinance number 1894-2024, an ordinance to amend ordinance 1874-2024, make appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the Village of Lakemore, State of Ohio, during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2025. Now therefore be it ordained by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, County of Summit, State of Ohio. Section 1, Council approves to increase appropriations in Police Canine Fund 2082, $1,597 for canine expenses. Capital Improvement Fund 4901, $20,000 for the 2025 resurfacing project. Water Operating Fund 5101, $10,000 for DOPS supplies. Section 2, council approves to increase revenue in Police K-9 Fund 2082, $1,597 from K-9 donations. Capital Improvement Fund 4901, $25,000 from OPWC for the Fairdown Michaels and Danforth project. Section 3, Treasury for payments from any of the foregoing appropriations upon receiving prop certificates and vouchers therefore approved by the board or officers authorized by law to approve the same, or an ordinance or resolution of council to make the expenditures, provided that no warrant shall be drawn or paid for salaries or wages except to persons employed by authority of and in accordance with law or ordinance. It shall be provided further that the appropriations for contingencies can only be expended upon appeal of 2/3 vote of council for items of expense constituting a legal obligation against the village for purposes other than those covered by other specific appropriations herein made. Section 4 of this ordinance is hereby declared to be an emergency measure necessary for the immediate preservation of the health, safety, and welfare of the citizens of the village of Lakemore, Ohio. Therefore, this ordinance should go into effect immediately.
We'll move into the mayor's report. First, I'd like to say thank you so much to everyone who came out last weekend in support of the gazebo Swiss steak dinner. 253 tickets were sold, and I especially want to say thank you to all the volunteers. Those of you here, thank you. And thank you to the Rotary Club of Port Summit and the Lakemore Lions Club, who purchased 50 dinners for the veterans over at the Valor Home. So that was a really nice gesture on their part. And just want to announce Springfield Cares backpack and school supply giveaways happening Saturday, July 19th from 9 to 12, 9 in the morning to 12 noon at Lakemore United Methodist Church. If you have any donations, can they bring them here? If they want to bring money. If you'd like to bring some cash donations or any school supply donations, you can bring them here to the municipal building or drop them off at the church. We have a secretary now at the church, so if you ring the bell, you'll be let in. So that's a good thing. And that's all I have. So we're moving to council report. Mrs. Cochran.
Well, you forgot to really thank someone really important, your wife who did the cooking
my
of the meal. So thank you, Jenny. It was so good. So we really appreciate her and her posse that comes with her. They did they do a great job.
Food posse.
Whatever it is.
Before you continue, I want to say happy birthday and happy anniversary.
Yes, happy birthday and anniversary. It's everybody's birthday.
Yay! I'm so excited.
For a margarita. Anyway.
Yes. Okay. So I'm going to talk about dogs here. Well, more to the point, I'm going to talk about a dog and T-shirts. So if you see, I'll stand up so you can see better here. We are selling the Village of Lakemore K-9 unit. This is a fundraiser. It seems like that's all we do is fundraisers. But this is so that the people know that we're not taking money out of our budget, out of your money that, every tax money. We are earning it. This is $20 for a T-shirt to raise this money for the training for the K-9 dog. We have the dog. It's 20, right?
$20 a shirt.
You could come in here to the administration building. You could go right to the police department. There's sizes. I saw small, medium, large, extra large, 1X, 2X, whatever you need, you can get. So please come in for $20. We need, I forget how much money we need, but I think after we do this, we're also going to have a Swiss steak dinner as a fundraiser. Thank you, Jenny, for the K-9 program again, right? That's still in the books. So, and that's all I'm going to say. Thank you.
So nice. They decided to have another one. Thank you too, Rich, for picking up all the meats and organizing everything.
Yeah,
This was
thanks.
like-
Yeah.
You pedal almost like Megan's mom.
Listen, there wasn't a moment where Richard wasn't like, do you need a ticket? You need a ticket? He's like hard on those things. He worked really hard on that, Rich.
I
Good
don't
job, guys.
have a ton. We had a few events, but I'm going to let people that organize them really take the credit and shine the light on them. So I guess I'll just say that our next council meetings will be July 21st and August 4th. Both those are going to be at 6 p.m. here, and that's all I got.
I'd just like to thank everybody that took part in helping us with our fishing derby. Kids had a great time. I can't say enough about the sponsors this year. from Eddie's Bait Shop. They hands down gave me enough bait that I still have worms in my freezer.
Can you freeze them?
No, not, they're in my refrigerator.
Oh,
Yeah. Now, the Swiss steak dinner, I happened to be at Norwalk, but my dad and daughter got to eat, so. But yeah, Eddie's Bait Shop, Sage Integration for the funds that they gave us to be able to buy fishing poles. We gave each kid that showed up without a fishing pole, got a fishing pole to take home with them, to call their own so they can fish all summer long. We also had Pure Fishing, the Division of Wildlife, Port Summit Rotary was out. The Pit Stop always does lunch. Come out, did the hot dogs and everything, and everybody had a great time.
yeah, they all rocked it this year.
Yeah.
They did great.
How many kids do we have, Rich?
50 fished, so, and there were a lot more kids because they
There
didn't
was,
fish.
it was in the 40s. The kids were in the 40s, I think. When I
That
looked at the
fished,
list, that
50
fish,
that
yes.
fished.
50, okay, we had 50 kids that
That fished.
partook in the fishing derby. Not all of them took home a fishing pole because a bunch of them showed up with their own and never bothered to come up and even ask. So,
There's one kid that had like two giant, like he knew what he was doing.
There were more kids that didn't fish.
there was, but yeah, there was a lot of kids. There was a good time had by everybody. Rich got to find out how it is to judge fish and measure fish. And,
It was tough.
You know, it
So-
is one of our most successful events, and I
Absolutely.
hope that you continue with that on through the years, because this one is a good draw for the village and for
And
kids.
it's fun.
I think
It's
it's
fun.
fun.
That's-
And we
that's what
avoided
it's
that
about.
storm too.
yeah,
Like, it just
started
is
raining.
this
And you think they care?
No,
Not
they
at
just
all.
say-
Heard thunder, saw lightning one time, and they weren't moving from the shore.
No, they didn't move.
Absolutely not.
I didn't move from the pavilion.
Yeah.
For next year, we should get a pair of pliers specifically for the catfish that these kids managed.
Yeah, yes.
Bananas.
Which, actually, I had a pair up at the
Did
pavilion.
you?
Somebody would have said something, yeah.
We're ill prepared.
But yeah, everybody had a good time. I know Port Summit gave out the trophies for, I think, every kid that caught a fish.
Yeah.
Every kid that caught a fish got a trophy,
Except one.
except for one.
Except for
My
Sadie.
niece.
Your niece.
She's like, we'll get you later. Okay, I'll order it later.
She got her picture with
That's because Rich said that's 10.
I know.
But yeah, I think just the smiles on the kids. I know there was a couple young 2-3-year-olds that caught their very first fish.
It was exciting to see
Yes,
that.
absolutely. I know my niece got her fishing pole and she ain't put it down yet.
Oh, I know, she was so cute. That's awesome.
And that's about all I got.
That was a great event.
That was we've had a lot of good things
I
happen
hope
in
you're gonna talk
Lakemore.
about the week before.
Oh, are you have we talked about bicycle repair day? Have we
Yeah.
talked
Yeah.
about
Oh,
that?
yeah.
We did.
Oh.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Okay.
I just feel like
Actually, I
we've
think
been
that
spending
we've
a lot
already-
of time at the lake, you know what I mean, having a lot of fun things down there, so it seems like we have more events because we've been so busy. I have to tell you really quickly, John, after this dinner at the Swiss, say it for me, Swiss steak dinner, Richard had given me a bunch of little applesauces, and I had them down in the fridge, and the kids wouldn't touch them because they thought they were the bait. And finally, I'm like, why would you guys? This is not bait, you guys. This is applesauce. Please eat it. I thought it was pretty funny though. Speaking of doing a lot down the lake, we got the Lakemore Lunch Club up and running. So this week we have, so we're down at the lake on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. I start getting kids down at the lake around 11:30, and we're usually there till about 2. So this week, tomorrow we're gonna just have a chill day. We'll have some lunch, maybe turn on the sprinklers, maybe do a craft. Same thing with the 9th. But July 10th, we're actually gonna go up to the golf course up here and do golf lessons, which I've lived here my whole life. I've never been up there once, so I think I'm more excited than the kids. And then maybe we'll do pizza or something after. But that'll be a fun day. So if your kiddos live in Lakemore and they want to come join us, please come down to the lake. I have permission slips for parents to sign. It's very relaxed. Just come if you can. Play in the water, do a craft, and have some lunch. Why not? So yeah, that's all I have, guys. I just want to thank everybody who's been coming and participating in this. It's been a really great program. It's a lot of work, but we're here. It's great. So, yeah, I'll see you guys down at the lake. And that's all for me.
I would like to take the opportunity to thank John on the great job that he did with the fishing derby. It's the first one I attended, and the kids were amazing.
They love it.
Absolutely.
We were sitting, the old guys were sitting under the tent, wanting not to get wet, and they didn't even flinch.
Didn't budge.
That one lightning bolt, that's all it was, and then it was done.
And one little girl was fishing down there, and she caught one catfish, and somebody else, the girls, caught the biggest fish.
Yeah.
And my girl Addie, she got the biggest fish.
Yeah.
She's one of my Raymond girls.
I would like to announce that the food pantry is the 30th of July at Lakemore United Methodist Church from 4:30 to 6 p.m. And please, if you have any cardboard that you need to recycle, the recycle bins are behind the church. But please do not throw any trash in there, please. Last thing I have is do not rake or blow leaves into the roadways to prevent a negative effect on Springfield Lake. And that's all I got.
All right.
No, we did the
Council
meetings.
meeting.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. The next council
Workshop.
workshops will be July 15th and July 29th, each at 6 p.m. here in this building. And that is all that I have.
That's my son's 53rd birthday.
Shout out.
I just real quick want to add one more thing that I'm sure that is in everybody's hearts that's sitting here is, I just would like to offer my prayers and condolences on behalf of everybody everybody that was affected in Texas by the tragedy. I know I have a niece that lives less than an hour and a half away from where that happened. And so it's a real heartbreak, but it's not just in Texas. I mean, everybody all over the world, or at least the United States, is really praying for them as well as us.
It's unthinkable.
It
It
is.
really is. It's hard to even imagine.
Okay.
You have any report? Do you have anything?
Yes, so starting today, Geauga Highway is starting the resurfacing for the rest of Danforth and Meadows Drive. Then next week, North Star will be out to do the resurfacing for Fairdale, Michaels, Danforth for that project. So that area should all be nice and new. The United Survey is still out doing the sewer linings. I think they've subcontracted with another company. So they're still out doing the sanitary lines. And I want to say thank you to Springfield Assembly of God, because they have been a huge help with helping residents. They have a group. Last week they had a serve week with the youth, but they have a core group that is really interested in helping residents with landscaping or small projects. I gave them a handful of names, and then Habitat for Humanity also is getting me in contact with a larger, like, multi-church group that is also looking for some projects. So if anybody needs help, or if a neighbor needs help with landscaping or maybe some minor work, yard cleanup, whatever, give me a call, stop down, whatever. I'll put them on the list, but they've been wonderful, so.
And if anybody's looking for a church, you ought to stop into the Assembly of God right across from Lakemore Plaza. Not only does it help our village so much, but it is really a really good church. If you're looking for one.
I have to add, they came to the Lakemore Lunch Club last week, and we did tie-dye, and they came and brought pizza, and we had such a good time.
They're great.
They're so great. They love us, and we love them. So thank you guys.
Tracy, I have a question. Is it true that Lumos was bought by T-Mobile?
I think
Yes.
that they're,
So I actually want to add on to that.
Yeah.
They did, and I have it now. So I don't know how many people in the village has signed on yet, but they just got bought out by T-Mobile. They actually offer a better rate. So if you sign up now, it's like 2 gigs for $70, and it's a secured price for 10 years.
We can't get it.
nice.
Yeah.
So I think like they're going to expand.
Yeah, they're not on that
fiber?
side yet.
No.
Yeah.
I
No,
tried.
not yet.
So, but I know
They
some
forgot about
places, like
the
the
rich
house,
people at the
my
lake.
house in Sanitarium is covered, so you're probably like in that area. But I think closer to like the pier and stuff, they didn't have it yet. I've been
I checked and they said mine wasn't available yet.
Yeah, so I think they're just working on their out
Yeah.
in.
There's still areas that they're tying together,
Mhm.
and then they haven't submitted anything yet for
east of
Springfield
Canton.
Lake,
Yeah.
or even the Springfield Lake Drive
Mhm.
area.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that they finish it while that deal's still going on, because it is really cool.
Yeah.
And not only that, I spoke with the installer, and he said that compared to Spectrum, he was getting like $50 per install, which he'll have to do every house in Lakemore that needs it. He gets paid $150 through this company for an install, so they pay their workers better.
Oh,
And not only that, like they had to dig up the line to the house and everything. It was super easy. He's like, in a week or two, they're gonna come and dig it up. He's like, so just don't mess with it until then. It was that night. They came at like 6:30, 7 o'clock, and they dug up, and you don't even notice that they dug up the
Did they use a trencher?
Couldn't tell you. I just
I
heard
think
him
so. I
say-
think
He just
so.
stated it was done.
Yeah.
I have one more question. When's the new pantry gonna go up?
So I talked with Jerry from Woodworkers with Heart today, and he was getting everything ordered. The pantry they're gonna build is twice the size of what's out there. And then because it'll have a small roof on it, it'll be like 8 feet tall, but it'll be like 4 by 6 or something.
Okay, thanks, that's all I got.
And also to go off that, I did see a post that, on the Lakemore, page, not to set food outside of that because it is attracting rodents and things like that. So
Yeah.
we just kind of be mindful of that. It's summertime and raccoons and possums and everything is out and about, and we have plenty of them because of all the woods, so kind of, if it can't fit in there, maybe save it for another day or something and bring it back, so.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay.
There's no one appearing before council, I passed the paper.
All right, old business, Mr. Ray.
All right. So, I would like to make a motion to adopt Resolution 7473-2025. This is a resolution accepting the 2026 alternative tax budget for the Village of Lakemore.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Mr. Reitner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
New business, Mrs. Cochran, and then two with Mr. Ray, please.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion to adopt resolution number 7476-2025, a resolution approving the Assistant Fire Chief to reinstate Jasmine Harp as part-time firefighter medic with the Lakemore Fire Department. First, I'd like to make a motion to dispense with the 3 reads.
Second.
Roll call.
Thank you.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Mr. Reitner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes. Second the original.
Roll call.
Mr. Reitner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Absolutely.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Ray. That's awesome.
Didn't she leave to go get a full-time job, but she wanted to come back to be
Yes.
part-time?
She's doing a thing, and she probably won't actually be on the books until September, but this way, if she has extra time for training or something, we have her on the book, so if they need, and she has availability time,
Well, I'm
she's
glad
back
she
to
wanted
it.
to
Yeah.
stay.
Yeah, I'm really happy about that. You know,
Alright.
all right.
Sorry
Mr.
about
Ray,
that.
close us out.
All right. First up, I'd like to make a motion to adopt Resolution 7477-2025. So this is a resolution authorizing the Village of Lakemore to enter into an agreement with Richard Dinko for the purchase of 2 2018 Ford Explorers for the Lakemore Police Department. But first, I'd like to make a motion to dispense with 3 readings.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Oops.
Mrs. Cochran.
I'll answer.
Man, you
He's ready to leave, guys. Okay.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Mr. Reitner?
Yes.
Yes. I have a question.
Yes.
Are these ready to go, that we don't have to
Yes.
put any more money? Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
And what I'd like to say is when, he had tried to bid on another car, one car, he didn't go, he went within what our budget was, and that one car went for like 16,000.
It went over, but yeah.
Yeah, so we're getting 2. They are from Cuyahoga Falls Police Department, and they got some dings and scratches, but they're good cars from what I hear. So 2
More
for
reliable
16
than the
Yeah, more
Chargers.
is
reliable.
gonna is a great price, and with what we spend on repairs on those Chargers, it's ridiculous. So this should be a win-win for us, for our budget, for everybody in the village, and then they're gonna get rid of the chargers. Okay.
And I
Thank
will
you.
second the original motion.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Heather. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Cochran,
Yes.
Mr. Ray,
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter,
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz,
Yes.
Mr. Reichner,
Yes.
Miss Anderson.
Yes.
All right. Finally, I'd like to make a motion to adopt ordinance 1894-2025. This is an ordinance to amend ordinance 1874-2024, make appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures for the village of Lakemore, state of Ohio, during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2025. But first, I'd like to make a motion to dispense with the 3 readings on this one.
I'll
Nice.
second.
Roll call.
Mr. Ray,
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter,
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz,
Yes.
Mr. Reichner,
Yes.
Miss Anderson,
Yes. I'll
Mrs.
second
Cochran.
the-
Yes.
Sorry, I'll second the original.
Roll
We're
call.
just overlooking you tonight, Laura. Yeah.
It's
Mr.
all okay.
Strittmatter,
All good.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Strittmatter,
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz,
Yes.
Mr. Reichner,
Yes.
Miss Anderson,
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran,
Yes.
Mr. Ray.
Yes.
There's no reason to go into an executive session, so at this time I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Roll call.
Mrs. Coontz,
Yes.
Mr. Reichner,
Yes.
Miss Anderson,
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran,
Yes.
Mr. Ray,
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter.
Yes.
All right, meeting
Thank you,
adjourned at
everyone.
6:32.
Thank
Wow.
you.
Wow.
Real quick.